So that's 6 stages in total for bottom surgery that I went through. And I'm not even done yet with bottom surgery. I still got one more surgery to go. And that's just for bottom surgery. What I showed y'all, that's at least $500K or more.
See the insurance I have? 0. Now I got my insurance with my EBT card. Good EBT. Don't quote me, could be wrong, but I believe the cost of it may be somewhere around like 100 bands, roughly. And that's anesthesia, hospital stay, surgeons, you know, all the little bells and whistles and shit. But most insurance covers a large portion of that. And I believe some people, I think the highest I've heard somebody had to come out of pocket was probably like anywhere between like 3 to like 8K. But for me, I came 0 out of pocket. I think the most I've ever paid for was my needles and syringes for my hormones. And that's $1.87. But yeah, I think the cost kind of, you know, differs. I guess it's like whichever hospital you go to, a surgeon, you know, shit like that. When you sit and think about
it. Shit like that. EBT paid for my penis surgery. What? I mean, I couldn't even believe it when I saw this. So before I move forward on this one, sit down. Because it's going to be a seriously bumpy ride. I'm just blown away by these guys and their flippant idea that they're just going to get their $500,000 penis paid for by the government, and it should be that way. As it's so insane. It's an actual experimental surgery that we're paying for. So first off, thanks so much for hitting that subscribe button. Thanks so much for coming back. And thank you for all the amazing, beautiful comments and likes and really all of it, because it just helps me to bring these videos to you. So today, we're going to talk about the penis surgery for transgender men, i.e. women who want to become men. And y'all pretty much know how I feel about this surgery. I think it's not a good surgery. I think it should not be so easily accessible. And I do not think that EBT should be paying for somebody's fake penis. That's just my opinion. I just do not think so, because it's revision after complication, and then it just keeps getting paid for. Isn't EBT like help for people who are homeless, maybe need food, maybe need... Well, anyway, I'll get into it. I'll look it up right here for you, and then we'll discuss that in a minute. But let me finish this guy's video here.
I damn near got almost $1 million wee-wee. Good $1 million wee-wee. Think about it. I got a hysterectomy, I got top surgery, I got stage 1 bottom surgery, 2, 3. There's 5 surgeries just there. So just, you know, do the math and the prices on that. It's a whole lot.
It's a whole lot that people are paying for you. And you're just so nonchalant about it, or just so kind of cocky, for lack of a better word. Kind of cocky about it and not very thankful. So I don't know. I just find it quite fascinating, and I couldn't believe it. So what did I do? I went, can you use EBT for gender affirming care surgery? And holy moly, it came up. You can use electronic benefit transfer for gender affirming care surgeries if your state's Medicaid program covers these procedures as medically necessary, which varies significantly by state, with some states offering broad coverage, like, of course, California's Medi-Cal, and others having bans or unclear policies. Though federal funding debates are impacting future coverage, this is why. Okay? EBT is tied to Medicaid, so eligibility depends on your state's specific Medicaid rules, and court challenges often expand coverage. Wow. So let me just do a quick here. What is EBT? Electric benefit transfer is a system that uses a card, much like a debit card, to deliver government assistance benefits like food stamps, SNAP, CalFresh, and cash aid to low-income individuals and families. Instead of paper coupons, benefits are loaded electronically into a card monthly and can be used by authorized retailers, grocery stores, farmer market, and so on. I'm just actually shocked that you can use, I think we used to call this welfare or something like that, but now it's called SNAP and CalFresh, that is supposed to be used for housing and I guess medical necessities. Is a fake penis a medical necessity? In my opinion, no. It's why they call it gender affirming care. You better get yourself into a good space mentally as well as stable in your environment before you start going ahead with just transitioning with all of this $500,000 wee-wee before you can even take care of yourself. I personally think it's backwards. And I'm not cool with it. And I'm going to be honest about it. I'm not cool with it. And I find it to be abuse of the system. So here's the second guy who will state to you exactly how much insurance paid for his wee-wee.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm finna make you feel stupid. Hold on real quick. Alright, this is for stage 1. Stage 1 bottom surgery. Hold on. This right here is still stage 1 bottom surgery. Stage 1. Stage 1. This right here, stage 2 bottom surgery. Stage 2. Stage 2. This right here was a revision that I had because I had complications. Look at the price. Revision that I had for bottom surgery. I'm not finna sit up here and show y'all all my bills, you feel me? Whatever the case may be. That was just a little bit of something. That was just a little bit of my surgeries for bottom surgery. You feel me? I'm not finna sit up here and go and show y'all all my bills. We not even adding all the surgeries for bottom surgery that I had. I had 4 revisions for complications on top of the 2 stages, stage 1 and 2. So that's 6 stages in total for bottom surgery that I went through. And I'm not even done yet with bottom surgery. I still got 1 more surgery to go.
Do you see how expensive this is? And also, I was looking stuff up. It depends on the price, is why I want to show you how insurance premiums go up and down and why they go up and down. And the more that people are using them or the more expensive things are, the more coverage has to be, more premium has to go up to cover the costs of the surgeons charging $500,000 for a wee-wee. That doesn't work. And you have to go in 6 revisions and complications this person has had.
And that's just for bottom surgery. What I showed y'all, that's at least $500K or more. So that's already $500,000 right there. I didn't even add, I only showed y'all three out of the 6. So come on now. And that's just for bottom surgery. I didn't even show y'all the prices of top surgery, let alone my hysterectomy, because that's part of bottom. But that's just to go to show y'all I don't got no reason to lie about how much I paid or how much it costs. You know what I'm saying? It's no reason to sit up here and lie, bro. But yeah, we 6 surgeries down, y'all. I got 1 more to go for bottom surgery. Top surgery, by the way, top surgery, I had 2 revisions. I had top surgery twice because I didn't like the way it looked the first time. So we're not adding everything. And I'm not finna keep showing y'all my bills. Showed y'all a little bit of something, and that's all you get. But for you to say, by the way, it wasn't a meal, I don't got no reason to lie. But anyways, y'all have a good one.
So what happens with these guys is they start arguing. I'm watching the trans man mass community. They all argue with each other about how much the cost is. This dude has said it was cost me almost $1 million to have top surgery, bottom surgery. I didn't like the way my top surgery came out, so I went and had another revision. Really? Like, oh my God, it's just so a million. So he's racking up the bill right there. And insurance paying for it or EBT paying for it. Someone's paying for it, but it's not you. That's for sure. Like, what is happening? Let's move on to number 3.
What's up, everybody? I just found out that I will no longer be able to access gender affirming care through my primary care clinic here in Western Washington. I just found out yesterday. This is because this clinic is federally funded. I've gotten just like the best healthcare through this clinic, and it's just pretty shocking. I knew that this was coming. I guess I didn't know that this was going to happen so quickly. So, I hope, I'm going to go look for a different route, but I hope everybody is hanging in there. Community is everything right now. Seriously. So, damn. Love you all.
What? I don't. You can literally. What are you talking about? You can actually get all the care you need. You just have to pay for it. So either you're going to have to get a job and get insurance and pay for insurance, or you're going to have to pay out of your pocket, like a lot of us have been doing, and go to a clinic where you just pay money for a physician to see you, do your tests, pay for your. What are you talking about? You're acting as if it's not going to be accessible to you. It is accessible to you. It's just not free anymore. It's just not, the government isn't going to pay for you anymore. And there's a reason why that is happening, because so many people abuse the system. When the system gets abused, it needs to be fixed. And too many young people have access to gender affirming care, and who was paying for it? The government. So of course it all came to bite you in the ass, and I told you it was going to. You look young. Why don't you have a job and like pay for your own stuff, your own hormones and your own surgery? It's just so pathetic to me how whiny you people are when you don't get what you want.
For trans men that don't plan on getting bottom surgery, can you explain to me why? Not that it's any of my business. I just genuinely want to know for real though.
So he said, can any of you trans men out there, or trans mask they call them now, I want to know why you're not getting bottom surgery. It's none of my business. I just want to know, like, whatever. I'll tell you why. Because it's a complete waste of money, time. You will suffer for the rest of your life. It is actually an experimental surgery. You are going to be in and out of the hospital for the rest of your life. You have no idea. You might feel fine right now for the first 5 years of it, but what happens after that? And what happens after that? And what happens when you grow older? And what about your urethra? There's so many problems with it now. When you get older, you also have urethra problems without even doing surgery. So if that's not enough to tell you why I chose not to do it 30 years ago, it's shocking to me that so many of you think it's just this like surgery that's going to change your life. But let me just warn any of you on the fence about thinking about this. You are making the biggest mistake of your life. If you don't listen to a guy who's lived without that surgery perfectly fine and healthy, or you can listen to these guys who got it a year or two ago and are still going through 6, 7 revisions, are you prepared for that? And are you prepared for what you don't know? Are you prepared to enter the twilight zone for the rest of your life? Then you go right ahead. But that question right there, I don't even know what to say about that question. I don't need a penis. And I don't know why you need a penis that bad to just destroy your whole body to get something that's hanging between your legs. I just do not understand. And I'll continue to advocate for not having that surgery. Oh my God, this one blows my mind, but it really is going to show you how these people are so out of their minds. They're either going far all the way towards being as man as they can to all the way not being as man as they can, but calling themselves trans men.
No one talks about the grief of no longer being seen as one of the girls, even when you never truly were.
What?
I don't think people talk about the grief of losing your girlhood, not just because you want it back, but because of how the world reacts when you step out of it. One day you're invited to Galentine's, lesbian bars, girls' trips, International Women's Day events, and the next, suddenly, you're not the right fit anymore, even if it was your choice. And it hits you. You can't quite be a girl's girl anymore, even if that used to be such a core part of you. It's a really specific kind of grief, losing the spaces you used to belong to while finally also becoming the person that you were always meant to be.
What?
And it's so much more isolating than anyone admits. And I think this is something that trans masc and trans men don't really talk about a lot. But it's definitely something that I've experienced. And
oh my God.
Yeah, I definitely miss
God.
my girlhood and being a girl's girl and fitting into the spaces that I used to, because right now I don't really feel like there's a place for me. And I have great friends, but I don't feel like I fit into a category, and that's really hard.
Okay, enough. First off, what? Why are you even transitioning? Do people see these people? This is a woman, okay, who is a gay woman, somehow thinks they needed to become a trans masc, which that means you're a butch lesbian. It's just another word for butch lesbian. It's not transitioning. It's not trans man. She even distinguished the difference. She said trans masc and trans men. Trans men don't talk about losing their girlhood because they never wanted the girlhood. They never wanted to be a girl. I never wanted to be a girl. You just are. And I remember being like the happiest person in the world when I started to look like this and get muscles and be masculine and people seeing me as a man. What? That's the whole point of transition. You are not trans. You are a butch woman who is having issues with dealing with your own internal masculinity. Instead of celebrating your female masculinity, I should give you a book on it. Then you are trying to transition in order to find some space or some relief within your own internal turmoil with fighting between your feminine and masculine self. These are the kind of people that are on the internet and also wanting to still go to lesbian spaces. You're not invited anymore, buddy. Okay? When you make that choice to become a dude, you're not invited to the woman's space anymore. Wah, wah, wah. Cry all you want. Cry all you want. But if you want to it's like having your cake and eating it too. I'm sick of you fucking people. Like, don't fucking even think you are transitioning. How dare you even come to the space and talk about that like that? It's embarrassing, it's wrong, and you just proved to me and so many of us that you are not a transsexual person. You are a woman dealing with not having this grounding around your own masculinity. That does not make you a trans person. I'm sorry, I just went off on that because it's just so fucking irritating. These guys are such a bunch of pussies.
I want to share something really important with trans men, and that it's okay to be a man. It's okay to be a man. I think so many trans men have grown up and been affected by the violence of men and masculinity. We've seen the people that we love be horribly hurt by men and masculinity, and we hold so much shame for the fact that even after seeing all of that, something in us still wants to be a man. It's just undeniable. You cannot hide from this. So you have to accept that it's okay to be a man. You are not patriarchy. You can be complicit in patriarchy, but you are not patriarchy. You are not misogyny. You are not the centuries of harm that men have caused. You have the opportunity to show the world that there is a new way of being a man that isn't misogynistic, a man that has power without being violent. You have the opportunity to show the world masculinity that they've never seen before, that they're so desperate for. And when you hold on to all of that shame about being a man, that's actually, at least for me, I've experienced firsthand, and I've seen it with a lot of people, when you hold on to and you live with that so much shame about being exactly who you are, which is a man, that's when you become complicit in a lot of these harmful things that you don't want to be, that the shame is telling you. And then it's this vicious cycle because it's like, I'm so ashamed to be who I am and I'm behaving in ways that are out of line with my integrity, and that must make it true that I should be ashamed of who I am. When the answer is just to love yourself. You are allowed to be a man. You are a good man. Stop making...
Oh my God, stop already. Just stop. Just stay a lesbian. Why are you not a lesbian? You are a lesbian. You are an actual lesbian who, like, doesn't like men. But this is the insanity of it all. They hate men so much. They're talking down about men. You can be a man, but even though you hate men, but you can be, why would you want to be something you hate? Why would you want to be something you hate? That is the most absurd, disgusting thing I've ever heard. You, my friend, are a gay woman who grew a beard. And now you somehow think you get to tell people it's okay to be a man even though you don't like them. What the fuck was that? That is not trans. That is somebody putting their own internal, again, their internal hate of self, their internal hate of all they want to be is masculine. That's it. They just want to be masculine. But for some reason now you can't just be a masculine woman. You have to become a trans man, but you have to talk about how shitty men are and how shitty it is to be a man, but it's okay to be a man. To all my buddy men out there, dude, I love you. I like being a man. They call me that toxic masculinity all the time because I'm just like, go fuck yourself. Like, what are you talking about? Like, it doesn't make any sense what you're saying. Either you want to be a man or you don't want to be a man. Like, go away. Go to your yoga therapy aroma session and light some candles. Like, just shut up already. Oh, no. Another one. These young trans men. I've never seen so many whiny little girls in my life.
I'm a trans guy, never been to the gynecologist. I always said I was never gonna fucking go, I couldn't handle it. But today's the fucking day. I'm shitting my pants. I made the appointment, I asked that they like put a little note on it that's like, this is a trans guy, he's gonna present male. I like wanted the front desk to know, I wanted the doctors to know. Like I called today to like make sure, I was like, I just wanna make sure like that note's on my chart. It's like, yeah, the note's on your chart that you're like a trans man and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, cool. She's like, okay, have a good day, Miss Allen. No blame to her. She works at a women's health clinic and my name is fucking Sasha. But Jesus Christ, guys. Full transparency, I'm tweaking out. Like, my anxiety for like my fucking audition for The Voice was like here. My gyno visit is here. Just know that if anything weird occurs, like people with good intentions can just say things uncomfortable and awkward. And I don't have the mental capacity. The thing is, like, usually I have the mental capacity. I'm a chill guy. But when you're about to get like your shit spread on a fucking table, and a dude's gonna look in there. Guys, my tolerance for anything right now is like 0. All I know is afterwards I'm gonna get a sweet treat, and I'm gonna let all of you know how it goes. So fucking pray for me.
Oh my God, dude, what a little baby bitch you are. Like, okay, let me just put this out for you. Been doing it for a long time. If you just go and do it and not make a big deal. I didn't get the privilege of calling the gynecologist. Can you make a little note that says I'm a trans man so when I come in, like, everyone won't freak out that I'm a man, but I'm really a woman? And like, what a baby you are, dude. What a little baby. And then, like, your name is Sasha. You even know it. So how would they know? How would they know? But there you are. And also, man, dude, man, you need to chill. Like, just go to the doctor, deal with your shit. But the fact that you're such a little bitch and you call up, can you make a note that I'm a trans man before I show up? What are you guys? What the privilege that has been handed down to you is so insane what you have done with it. What you have done with, if you even knew the history of transsexual men and having to deal with all of our health issues and what we had to do and what we had to endure and the places only because we wanted the future of trans men to be cushioned. But all you people do is bitch about being men and bitch about going to the gynecologist. It's, oh my God, it's just so fascinating to watch you all act like little girls. This is the one I'm going to end with because this dude is on. I just can't. If you don't see what a scam artist he's blatantly a scam artist. This guy says he's a therapist, which is the most absurd thing I've ever heard of. Number one. Number two, he's already done GoFundMe campaigns to move out of the country. So he's supposed to be in Spain right now, where he made a whole bunch of money on his GoFundMe campaign to move out of the country. Okay. So that's why I want to show you this.
Today is my 30th birthday. I can't believe that I made it. Because there are so many times where I should have died. And I'm so glad that I didn't. I'm so lucky. I have the most amazing friends. I didn't think I was gonna cry. I know this is a long shot, but my birthday wish is to be able to pay off a loan that I took out for gender affirming surgery. I took out $11,000 and I need to pay that loan back so that I can then take out another loan to have the final surgery in my transition, which is bottom surgery. And I actually just started electrolysis on the area where they're going to take the skin graft. I need to take out a loan for $55,000. I have about 18,000 followers on Instagram and about 150,000 on TikTok. If everyone sent $1, then I would be able to pay back that loan. And if there's anything that I can do to give back, please comment below. I would be happy to offer whatever I can in exchange. And I just want to say to little Max, oh, if you only knew how beautiful.
Oh, barf. I can't. I'm just, I'm an emotional person myself. But there's just something about his emotional that doesn't register with me. And it feels very contrived and very much of an act. Because if in the beginning of the video, if you watch, there's cuts. He's not just crying and holding that and being very emotional. There are actual edits to his crying. And I'm like, okay, well, there's that. Number one. Number two, I just want to say that he is full of shit. If this guy wanted to move out of the United States and get out of the US, but now he's doing bottom surgery that he cannot even afford. He can't even afford to live and move from this country, yet now he's getting a $55,000 surgery to have you all pay for. How are you paying for the electrolysis? I mean, the whole thing feels so insane, and people are giving this guy money. Young people. This guy has over 150,000 followers on TikTok. He's scamming the system. And eventually it will all come out that this guy is a full-on scam artist and didn't use any of the money for what he said he's using it for. That's what I keep trying to say. The thing that is so interesting to me is these people are more vested in getting transgender surgery than they are in creating a better life for themselves. Okay, maybe getting into a space where then you can actually get the surgery, maybe getting a house, maybe or wherever, a living space, a good paying job. None of them want to pay for it themselves. They want everybody else to pay for it. To me, that's really a weird space to be in. Transition is your own choice. It is an actual choice. Whether or not you want to call it life-saving or not, that's up to you. But that's your choice, okay? It's not the choice of everybody to pay for your gender-affirming care for the rest of your life. You're going to have to learn how to move forward. These people are not teaching. So to the young generation of people out there, I'm going to tell you this. I've paid for everything. Out of my own pocket, everything I have. It's why I'm very solid in my space and nobody can talk shit to me because I paid for it all. And it is a very powerful thing to take care of your own self, to make yourself healthy, to make yourself powerful, to not rely on everybody else. Because once your gender affirming care is ripped out from underneath you because you've had the government pay for it, you've had insurance pay for it, you've had GoFundMe, then what? Then what? I've never had any of those things pay for my stuff, but I always found a way. To this day, I find a way, okay? to pay for my own space. And I've been doing it for over 30 years. So it is something that can be done. So take care of your mental health before you move. This guy is a therapist. It's shocking to me. These are the people that are spewing this rhetoric towards these young people and putting them in a very vulnerable space to rely on others for the rest of their lives. Pathetic. So with that, thank you all for watching. Thanks for hitting the subscribe button. Thank you so much for, all of the support you do with this channel. Baby girl is doing amazing. Again, she's just she's so calm. I think I feel very lucky in that she is calm and that she doesn't cry a lot, and she's very happy, and she giggles and laughs all the time. And I told you, I think on my last video, I spend 2 hours every morning with her, dancing and singing and hugging her and telling her how much I love her and kissing her and feeding her and just doing so many beautiful things away from the internet that give me the strength to continue to do these horrifying stories. So I'm going to bring you some of this that you're just going to be blown away by. But I think we're cracking. I think we're cracking this ideology. I really do think we are. And so with that, have a beautiful rest of your day, everybody. And I'll see you guys all in the next one.